What if I told you that you've got one of the most powerful, built-in tools for boosting your performance, getting rid of anxiety, and sharpening your focus? And the best part? It's totally free and you're already doing it all day, every single day. Think about this for a second. Every day, you take about 20,000 breaths. That's 20,000 times. It's this automatic, unconscious thing that just happens in the background, keeping you alive without you giving it a single thought. But here's a wild thought that might just stop you in your tracks. What if you're doing it wrong? What if the very way you've been breathing your entire life has actually been holding you back? Okay, so this brings us to the core problem. For most of us, believe it or not, our default breathing pattern is working against us. It's keeping our bodies trapped in this low-grade, constant state of stress. Yeah, you could call it being stuck in survival mode. It happens when we overbreathe, taking those short, shallow, rapid breaths, usually through our mouths. This pattern is basically sending nonstop alert signals to our nervous system, and that affects everything, from our anxiety levels and blood pressure to our ability to get that deep, restorative sleep we all need. So, how does this all work? Well, let's get into the hidden science behind your breath, because it turns out you have these secret biological controls you probably never even knew existed. And get this, the scale of this problem is just staggering. According to James Nestor, who wrote the bestseller Breath, something like 90% of us are primarily mouth breathers. 90%. It's this almost universal habit, but it comes with some pretty serious consequences. And you can see the difference right here. It is stark. Mouth breathing just drains your energy. Over time, it can even reshape your facial structure. Nasal breathing, on the other hand, is an absolute powerhouse. It boosts something called nitric oxide, which widens your blood vessels and gets more oxygen to your brain. It also makes your body more efficient by building up a tolerance to CO2, which, counterintuitively, helps your cells use oxygen way more effectively. So here's the crucial point to all of this. Your breath is directly wired to a key part of your nervous system called the vagus nerve. The easiest way to think of it is as the brake pedal for your body's stress response. So when you control your breathing, especially the exhale, you are physically hitting that brake pedal and telling your entire body to just calm down. All right, knowing the science is cool, but what can you actually do about it, like right now? Let's get into a science-backed tool you can use to calm your brain even in the middle of a super stressful moment. It's called the Physiological Sigh, and this was really popularized by neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman. It is the fastest known way to consciously bring your heart rate down and dial back stress. It's basically like hitting a system reboot button for your brain's stress centers. And the best part? It is ridiculously simple. You just take a double inhale through your nose. So a big breath in, then another little sniff at the top to really fill your lungs. Then you just let out a long, slow, extended exhale through your mouth. That's it. Seriously, one or two of those can instantly shift your entire state. Now, an instant reset is awesome, but the real magic happens when you start turning these things into daily habits. So let's talk about a few daily protocols you can use to build long-term focus and really hit peak performance. We're going to focus on 3 foundational habits. First, just making a conscious effort to breathe only through your nose during the day. That simple switch gets you all those benefits we talked about, like the nitric oxide boost. Second is a technique for high-stress moments called box breathing. And third, the one that sounds a little wild, the nightly tape. Let's break down the box breath. It's this super simple, symmetrical pattern that Navy SEALs use to stay calm under intense pressure. You just inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold it for 4, exhale fully for 4, and hold again for 4. It's an incredibly powerful way to get centered and focused before, say, a big meeting or a tough conversation. All right. You ready for the one that sounds a little out there? But honestly, this might just be the most impactful habit you can build for your brain health. Okay, hear me out. It's called mouth taping. Now, I know it sounds strange, but by putting a tiny piece of gentle, porous tape over your lips at night, you train your body to do what it's supposed to do. Breathe through the nose while you sleep. This can actually prevent snoring, dramatically improve your sleep quality, and help you wake up with total brain clarity. It's a game changer. So let's zoom out and bring this all together. What this is really about is so much more than just a few breathing exercises. It's about taking conscious control of your own biology. I want you to really let this statement sink in. Think about all the things your body does on its own. Your heartbeat, your digestion, releasing hormones. It's all on autopilot. But your breath is the one lever you can actually pull to influence that entire system. You literally hold the remote control to your own nervous system. You have the power to dial it up when you need to perform, or dial it way down when you need to be calm whenever and wherever you want. So, the only question left is, now that you know you have this control, what are you going to do with it?